How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. It's Friday morning and there's only one thing we can talk about today, and that's England, because Gareth Southgate has named his 26-man squad for the Euros.
Welcome to DT's Daily. That's right.
So, like I said, it's Friday morning, and of course there is only one piece of news that we're going to be talking about, and that's England. The Euros are on the horizon, and Gareth Southgate has picked his 26-man squad that he hopes will bring it home. Yeah, we'll wait and see. We always seem to say that before a tournament starts, but he's had to remove 7 players from the squad. And you know what? I would say bar one, I think he's pretty much got it spot on. And I didn't think that I would be saying that. Now, one of Gareth Southgate's biggest criticisms is that he always seems to pick his favourites. He always seems to pick players that might not be playing at club level at the moment and out of form and everything else. And maybe he's learning. Maybe he's decided that if this is his final tournament, he's going to try and go out with a bang, shall we say. It started before the squad was even announced, with Marcus Rashford coming out of the side. And I know some of you will say it was expected, he's had a poor season, and I totally agree. But it's Gareth Southgate, and I feel maybe a couple of years ago, Marcus Rashford would have been in the squad. So I was looking at that and thinking, okay, I can deal with that. But I'm expecting the same kind of faces. I'm expecting it to be very predictable. And it hasn't, to be honest. And first and foremost, let's go into the squad. With the goalkeepers, it's Jordan Pickford, Dean Henderson and Aaron Ramsdale. And the goalkeeper that was actually omitted from the squad is James Trafford. Completely agree with that. Perfect decision. No issues whatsoever. In terms of the defenders, Lewis Dunk, Joe Gomez, Mark Guéhi, Ezri Konsa, Luke Shaw, John Stones, Kieran Trippier and Kyle Walker. The 3 players that were omitted, Harry Maguire, Jarell Quansah and Jared Braithwaite. Now, the one there that I will have a question mark over is Braithwaite. I think he's had a fantastic season. I think he's a brilliant defender. And I'm a little bit surprised. If you're looking at a player to take out, probably Lewis Dunk. He's not really had the best of performances for England. Maybe Gareth's gone with the experience. I worry about John Stones and his injury record. I worry about Guéhi and his injury record. I feel that Joe Gomez has got in there maybe because of his versatility. There will be question marks about Luke Shaw. Again, it kind of feels a little bit like, do you remember Rooney and Beckham and those type of tournaments we were going into when a player was injured and they were brought in and still allowed to get their way? It's a difficult one because I don't think we have many options at left back, and he is our best left back. So I get that. It's just the Braithwaite one for me that will leave a few question marks. I don't agree with that one. The midfielders, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Conor Gallagher, Kobe Mainoo, Declan Rice and Adam Wharton. The player that misses out is Curtis Jones. Agree, totally, no issues whatsoever. Brilliant for Kobe Mainoo. Breakthrough season and everything else. Declan Rice will be the main man in the midfield. Let's be honest about that. The forwards, Jude Bellingham. Would you really class him as a forward? Midfield? Don't really matter, does it? Jared Bowen. Eze. He actually gets on the plane, and I say fair play to that. I think he's a quality player. Phil Foden, Anthony Gordon, Harry Kane, Cole Palmer, Bukayo Saka, Ivan Toney and Ollie Watkins. And the 2 players that were omitted were Jack Grealish and James Maddison. Jack Grealish, some will say it's a bit of a surprise. What I would say is that he's not been playing consistently and he's had a poor season. James Maddison started the season really well, got injured, poor season. I don't think you can really argue with them. The Jack Grealish one, maybe because of ball retention, maybe a bit of weakness on our left-hand side. Seems like we're very stacked on the right. Maybe this is a clear indication that Foden will go out on that left. And then Bellingham goes in the 10 with Saka on the right. It's going to be an interesting one what he does. But I agree with those. Apart from, like I said, the Braithwaite one. It's the only one that I don't agree with. But the rest of them, you know, I think it's really good that he's put Ollie Watkins in there and Ivan Toney and Ezra in there. And, you know, it's good. It's like we've got options in attack if we need goals. And we've got options there if we need some penalties. You know, you've got to think if we go into penalties, given the fact it, you know, we're England and we always lose on penalties. You imagine just before the end, and we did the same thing in the last Euros with Italy in the final. You imagine being able to bring Cole Palmer on and Ivan Toney, players that you would class as specialist penalty takers. It could be very important. So maybe that's in his thinking. But listen, I'm pleasantly surprised. At the end of the day, as supporters and whatnot, we sit there for long enough and say that too many players are being picked that are out of form and, you know, they're not playing at club level and everything else. But the moment he actually does that and picks players that are playing consistently and on form, he still gets moaned at. And I'm not his biggest supporter at all. But you've got to give credit where it's due at the end of the day. The Harry Maguire one, what I will say with that is I feel that he probably would have been picked. But he's got that calf injury. And that, for me, is the only reason why he hasn't been picked. Because he's, you know, came out and put a statement out himself, Harry Maguire, and said that, you know, he's not been able to recover in time. And so at the end of the day, I felt that one's probably taken care of itself and made it an easy decision for Gareth Southgate. But, you know, James Maddison, absolutely nothing to moan about. You know, why would he go ahead of anyone else there? Not for me. Nah. Jack Grealish, only one you could probably have a question mark over because of what he could do. But if you're going on form and everything, like I said, don't deserve to be in there. Curtis Jones, no issues. Kwanzaa, Maguire, and Trafford. Them six, don't really see an issue. And again, like I've been saying, the only one is Braithwaite. So it's interesting. I feel we might be a little bit ropey in defence. But then maybe it's a case of we can see goals. We'll just try and score more. It could be exciting. It'd be nice to see something exciting because whenever I watch England, it's boring. So it would be nice. But that's the England squad for the Euros. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Do you agree with that squad? If you don't, what would you change? Let me know. So, listen, that is it for today's DT's Daily. It's been the full week, Monday to Friday. And we will be back on Monday morning to speak about football in general and if there's anything going on, etc, etc. So, if you're new around here, hit the subscribe button, smash a like on this video, and I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.